Well, Craig, first of all, sum up where you think that went wrong tonight.
We're just conceding the same type of goal time and time again after having started well, thought we kept the ball well, but toothless when we've got the ball forward into the final third. But you can't win games of football if you're going to roll over and not compete in the first or the second phase. And we're teams at the minute are scoring too easily against us.
There are games where it's looked good up front, but sadly at the same time we've conceded. There's the other way round. We've defended well, but not looked so good up front.
Yep.
And also times where we've played well in a game, but not managed to do it for the second game running. Do we just need a run?
Yeah, listen, I think whether the boys are putting pressure on themselves about getting over the line and having 3 points, I'm not sure, but we don't put pressure on them around doing that because we believe that they can. But we have spoken about consistency. If you're going to be a good player or a good team, you need to be consistent in being good. You can't have a good performance and then have a really poor one and then a good one and a really poor one, because it doesn't build any form to be able to build off of. You're right, you're spot on. I thought on Saturday we were good in terms of getting the ball in the right areas and having something about us in front of goal and wanting the desire to want to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that was just a little bit lacking today.
Got the goal back with Eddie, conceded pretty soon afterwards, but then second half you made a change at the break, did you? Brought Waggy on straight away at half time and then some other subs quite early on. What were you thinking there?
Alf was struggling with his ribs, so he wasn't breathing properly late in the first half. So we had to make the change at half time, but I think Waggy come on and did excellent. He put the energy in and around the second balls and stopped their 14, who was really good in the air, from getting anything clean on it, and that's exactly what we spoke about previously. So listen, Waggy's come on and gives everything all the time. The idea is that we save him in games like today because we want him for future games, but listen, sometimes you need those characters in and around the team when it's not going in our favour. So I thought he was excellent when he came on the pitch.
Something for players and supporters as well, sometimes when teams have got players who are perhaps bigger than us but sort of streetwise than us, sometimes are struggling a bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think if you look at the goals that we've been conceding, they are all carbon copies, which is never a good thing. And sometimes it's not around just personnel, it's a character trait as a unit. I think if we don't win the firsts for whatever reason, I thought the full team was really good in the air, but then you've got to be around the seconds and want to put bodies on the land in front of our goal. And it's too far to keep saying, well, we need to do that this time, because it's not like we haven't told them, it's not like they don't want to do it, but it's not connecting for some reason. So we're going to have to obviously look at that, but we need to do better in our box.
I think up to now the fans have been behind you, they've cheered you off even when performances have been a bit under par. I wonder whether the first time tonight that perhaps didn't happen quite so much. Yeah,
listen, I don't blame them for that. And listen, we're here for them at the end of the day in terms of playing games of football and trying to win games of football. And I think when we are playing against teams out in and around us, if we don't win, we have to perform better than that. And you can't not win and not perform and expect to have the fans behind you. It's simple maths, really. So I don't hold them. They're right in our opinion, and the boys have to wear that, because if they don't do that, then that's how it feels. So listen, they're an honest bunch, but in times like this, it will be character building, and the fans are right to have their voice as well. So we take that on the chin, and then it hopefully puts another step in there, like a kick up the arse, if you want to say that for socials, to do better next time.
The players are just over your shoulder now. How long do we leave it before you think actually we might need to make some personnel changes?
We will always be looking at that anyway, about how we can strengthen the squad. But I think if we continue to make the same mistake, then we have to look at personnel. And it's no secret. We've said it out loud, and inevitably, if we keep trying to do the same thing and getting it wrong, something has to change, right? So we'll definitely be looking at that, and we have been looking at how we can improve the squad anyway.
Are you still seeing enough there to make you think, yeah, we'll be all right?
Yeah, in games, in moments of games, yes, but I don't think we've had a strong enough foothold across 90 minutes yet, in my opinion. And that's a lot of what we talk about around how we dominate and giving teams, how teams will have 15-minute spells, and how we not concede in those 15 minutes is really important. But at the moment, we're conceding way too early and giving ourselves a mountain to climb from minute one, and then it just changes the nature of the game, and half of the game plan goes out the window because you're having to then adapt to what the nature of the game is rather than what we plan to do from the offset. So I think that it's just been too momentary and not enough momentum and, I guess, consistency in the performance. So like you said, there's games where we've defended really well and not attacked as well, and then there's been other games it's been the opposite. It needs to come together.
Well, we're desperate for that first win.
Yeah.
See how yours just as desperate as us. Let's hope it comes Saturday.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.